Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Women with Good Chat. I'm here with my good buddy Pam,
Good morning, Amanda.
my favorite sidekick. How are you?
I'm good today. Good today.
Good.
Just back from a trip. And I'm always good when I'm back from a trip.
And that ties in nicely with today's topic, which is resets. And what is a reset? What does it mean to you? Can it be something big as Pam just did, went on an amazing holiday that was very good for de-stressing and relaxing? And or does it mean getting out every day for a walk to do a little mind reset? Or does it mean you need to go to a spa with a girlfriend? Kind of also ties into your holiday a little bit.
Yep.
So let's discuss.
Reset. Let's discuss. Yeah. So I was saying just before we started taping that one of the real major benefits I get from travel is an automatic reset. So what I mean by that is when I come back from traveling, as long as I've gone somewhere where scenery is different, what I'm doing is different, what I'm experiencing is different than what I experience here, I automatically come back and have a reset in terms of seeing things here more clearly or differently, right? So it's an automatic with me that when I get back, I have this advantage of getting a new look at what my life here looks like. And then I just have to be conscious about taking that advantage and doing something productive with it.
And I think that's great. And I think really that is the definition of when you go away. You want to come back with kind of a fresh outlook. You want to feel rejuvenated and have that little sort of mental, physical reset. I find, again, sort of there's some day-to-day things that I do. Interestingly enough, I was just thinking about this while you were just talking there, is that I do a weird reset, which is going to sound very odd, but I might have a couple, 2 or 3 sleepless nights in a row resetting how I'm thinking about things. And I'll think about things, and I'll think about things, and I'll think about things. But my way of chewing through things like that actually does reset me a little bit.
Okay.
Because I kind of problem solve all night long. And then I kind of go, okay, I'm ready to go. It's my little mini reset. I know that sounds a bit odd, but that's kind of how I do it sometimes.
And that's interesting because I would say that's the opposite of how I reset, because for me, I need to really get away from things, not think, not be exposed to things, leave things alone in order to come back and reset. So for me, it's a bit different, but I do think it's also important, for me, that I conscientiously take advantage of that. So when I get back, I need to take some time also to do what needs to be done to put that reset in action. So, this reset was really good because, as we've discussed, it has been a difficult winter for us here. It's been dark, it's been cold, and for me, who's somebody who likes to get outside, as I know you do, it's been difficult. So coming back after that little bit of a reset, I found myself more able to get out, get a bit more active, do those sorts of things that had lagged after this difficult winter.
Right, and you'd mentioned that you went to yoga.
Yes, I went to and I have been struggling getting back to yoga. So let's hope I can keep at it this time. But even just that, right, that impetus just to try it, it seemed a lot easier after that break.
So you mentioned when you were away, you were near, was it a hot spring?
Yeah, it was a natural volcanic hot spring.
So does that is also very holistic in, like, I know people think it really helps with their health, with their skin.
Yes, yeah. And the hot springs we were at had a very high iron content, which was interesting. So they've been used for centuries actually to treat iron deficiencies and things. And the water where we were also, I guess, by default, also had a very high mineral concentration, right? Okay. So you weren't only in the baths, but you were also drinking the water. So yeah, and certainly, we've talked about, I've struggled more this year with my joints just being very sore with the cold, damp weather we've had. And this was a great reset for that too. So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's amazing.
It
And
was
that's-
amazing.
That really is, folks out there, how you should reset. Don't do what I do. Do what she does.
Don't stay up all night worrying.
That is
I don't know how many people that would work for. We could try it. We'll give it a try. But
Yeah, I don't have a choice. Just kind of the way I do things. But I do know that not that long ago, I used to go to Prince Edward County. And I would go, I did once do 2 weeks there, but I would do a few days or even like an overnight visit. And I found that being in that environment with the beautiful fields and the red barns and, the green grass, it was just the pastoral, picture
Right.
was just so gorgeous. And of course, being in wine country is very much suits me.
Yeah.
But I just found that was a place that I really attached myself to. I started going, I think it was like 2010. And I just really found peace when I was there.
Great. And I think that's what you need, right? You need that peace, and you need to get yourself out of seeing the same things we see every time. And certainly I think that nature aspect, a lot of people find that to be an advantage. Of course, some people like something busier, right? Some people like a real city atmosphere to keep them going or get them enthused. But yeah, I think it's important. You were also saying that you find, your daily walk or your daily outside experience to be a bit of a mini reset during the day.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do love getting out first thing in the morning, and we were just discussing how now we have daylight so much earlier, which is amazing.
Daylight at all is good right now.
Longer days in general because the sun's setting at a later time as well these days. So yeah, I find if I can get out right away, get my walk in, bonus if it's a nice day, and I really get a lot out of that. I find it clears my head, it lifts my spirits.
Yep.
I start thinking about all the things I want to cook for the day, and it gets me very, very excited.
Right. And I think that, and I think when I think about, it's been a bit of a struggle for me this winter to keep going and to keep as optimistic a view and a going forward a view as I usually have. And I think it's been because I was really struggling with getting out. The darkness was bothering me. As we've talked about, there's a lot of days when it simply was not pleasant being outside in Ontario this winter.
Yeah, and that definitely affects a lot of people,
Yep.
especially in this province.
Yep.
When you just having a regular winter, and we've had some pretty mild winters.
We have, yeah, we have.
And then to get walloped and
Yep.
to basically have the city kind of immobile.
Yes,
on
yeah,
certain days,
absolutely. Yeah.
is really pretty crazy, and it just adds to the burden of having to deal with this time of year. And I think it's been pretty hard on people.
I think it's been very hard on people this year. Yeah, absolutely. We're a bit out of the habit of it.
Yeah.
Right. As you say, we've had mild winters. This is the first winter I can think of in a few years that I've really had my walking routine disrupted, right? I mean, I started a pretty rigorous walking routine during COVID, had kept up with it very well, but this winter's shut that down. So I've got to get back at that. Yeah.
But it just brings to light again, and I know we always stress this in various topics that we bring up, is find what works for you. So your reset can be a lovely trip away with friends or family, or it can be a trip to St. Lawrence Market, which always raises my spirits.
Yes.
Or going out for dinner, or going to the Y and getting some exercise in, whatever it is. You've got to kind of find that little small corner of what makes you happy and can kind of get you away from the day to day. And again, it's kind of going back to the mental fitness. It really does help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it really does mean just cocooning. But I think the important part if you're going to cocoon is you got to do it without guilt.
Yeah.
Because if you bring the guilt into it, then the reset's not going to happen. But if you want to spend a weekend on your couch without guilt, you might actually find Monday morning you feel better. I don't know.
It's so funny you say that, because I am often on my feet doing things. I don't really sit down. Well, I sit down right now. I don't sit down very
This is it all
often.
week.
And if I am on the couch and my partner comes home, I'm like, I just sat down. He's like, it's okay, I'm not the police. I'm like, oh, I just sat down. Like, I'm getting up in 2 minutes. Like, what is it?
I don't know. And that's the sort of thing that I think, you know, it's interesting because I watch other people in my life who have no problem saying, you know, a Saturday or something, I am doing nothing today. Leave me alone. I'm just, right? There doesn't seem to be any baggage. There doesn't seem to be any moral hang-ups about
Yeah.
it. But I think it's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
I think, and it well could lead to a reset, giving yourself that mental, physical, you know, moral time off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And harkening back to the wisdom of my dear old mom, she used to go and lie down for 15 minutes and she would set her alarm and she would sleep and wake up and was ready to tackle the world
Okay,
again,
there you go.
even in her 80s.
There you go. So that
she's going to sleep for 15 minutes. So.
My husband has an 8-minute nap.
What?
He has 8 minutes. I don't know. I don't know where it is. It doesn't
Love it.
always be 8 minutes, but anyway, that's the theory. Yep. And that's a reset of itself, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Again, it's whatever that's
Oh,
doing.
for
Yep.
sure. I mean, if you can be
Yep.
refreshed after 8 minutes,
Duh.
all the power
it.
to you.
Do it.
If you could fall asleep within 8 minutes.
Oh, I
I'm a
can do that.
fan.
Oh, I can do that.
Anyway, as always, we really appreciate you joining us, and please drop comments below if you can let us know what resets you, whether it's a long or a short reset, and we look forward to seeing you next time on
Women with Good Chat.
Chat Then.